Welcome to the Next Up YouTube. I'm your host PC747. In today's video, we're going to talk about some alternatives to YouTube TV. For a number of us, we have been dealing with COVID-19 and the effects of it. And for many Americans, it has resulted in some job losses, furloughs. There's some, more furloughs expected to come, especially in the airline sector. And we're just trying to find ways to just cut expenses and costs where we can. And one of the, biggest expense for a lot of us is cable TV. Now, a lot of us, we found alternative. We cut the cord. We went to YouTube TV as a way to cut the cord because, let's be honest, when you look at cable TV, you're looking at on an average of $100 plus per month, depending on what package you get. And if you're someone who's a big sports fan, you can go ahead and see that package skyrise, especially when you get into the NFL season. We look at something like NFL Sunday Ticket if you go with DirecTV, or some of your other packages that, again, designed to help get these cable companies rich. Now, when the economy was good, we had extra money coming in, we were okay, some of us, shelling out the extra money there because, the economy was good, some of us were getting overtime, some of us were doing the extra work we could to bring in the extra money to allow us to enjoy those things. But now when you look at the effect of COVID-19 and how it affected a number of sports and television shows, movies, a number of people are basically locked in, whether it be by choice or because of states that are basically somewhat mandating that you be locked in. Now, this channel is not going to go into my fields of the lockdown or anything like that. There are a number of other channels that cover that. I will not get into politics here. My goal here is to help people like you and like myself find ways to save money during this crisis. And a good way to do that? Well, let's start with TV. Even though you're locked in, that do not mean you have to allow yourself to be gouged by these cable companies. And someone like YouTube TV, one that a lot of cord cutters have recommended for years now. It seems like they too are going the ways of big cable, forcing us to make the choice. Do we let it go? What else can we cut? And then you add on top of that, all these other channels like Disney Plus. You got Netflix that a lot of people still hold on to. And if you continue on adding all those packages, HBO Max, another, you can find yourself in a situation where we're, again, right back where we started when we cut the cord. So today's video is to help you find a way to go back to not just cutting the cord, but keeping money in your pocket, especially at a time like today, where it's very, very important to do such that. So let's go ahead and get started in what I consider a YouTube alternative or YouTube TV alternative that can save you money. Now, before I actually talk about that, I want to kind of give you just an idea of the extent I was looking at trying to find a way to get away from YouTube TV. So I actually looked at something like a Tablo, which is a DVR for over-the-air television, aka if you use the rabbit ears. Now, to me, when I looked at that, I'm like, man, that may be a good idea, a good alternative. Why? Well, because a lot of us, those of us on the go, you want to still find a way to record your shows, especially those of us like, man, look, we're still out there trying to hustle. We're still trying to grind. We're finding ways to make it happen. We can't rely on the government or rely on someone to provide for our family. So we're going out there and getting it, which means we got to catch those shows later. And even though we're cutting the cord, we still want to find a way to still find, whether it be lunch break or some way, somewhere, shape or form to be able to do that. And a good way to do that was with HDR. That's why YouTube TV, at least for me, was a very good option. But with that going away, we had to find an alternative to that. And that's where Tablo TV came in, or Tablo DVR. And basically what it does is, if you have the rabbit ears, something that I actually suggested in a past video as a way to get your local channels. If you have the rabbit ear, you can actually plug in an Ethernet cord and a external hard drive, and it records your shows and you can watch it later. Not just there, but you can watch it on the go. So even though you're away from your home, you can catch it up on iPhone, Android, or another other device, and you will be able to watch that. So I was looking at, man, that may be something that I can check out. So I went to Best Buy, grabbed the DVR box, and was looking at grabbing the antenna. And that's where it kind of hit me. Once I put both items on the counter and saw $212, I kind of had to take a shot. Because for Tablo, you're looking at $134. And that's not including the subscription fee of $5 a month. Now, this $5 a month subscription fee in itself is really not bad. It's when you add that to the $134 for the box itself. And then if you're someone like me who didn't have an antenna, you're looking at an extra 40 to 60 plus for a decent antenna. And then after reading reviews on it and seeing it wasn't that good, it's like, I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. So now I'm actually curious for anyone out there who actually tried Tablo and you had some success. Leave a comment below and let us know if that actually worked for you. But for me, at the price that it was, at $212, I was looking, it's going to take 3 months for me to start actually breaking even and seeing the benefits of me switching from YouTube TV to that. And like I said, because of the reviews, I wasn't willing to roll that dice. So instead, I decided to check out Philo TV. Now, what is Philo TV? Similar to YouTube TV and Sling TV, it allows you to stream cable channels. And at $20 a month, it do have a rich number of channels. In fact, I'm going to go right now over the channels that is available, and you decide whether or not this is something for you. So, looking at the guide, here's the current channel lineup. You got A&E, AMC, AHC, Animal Planet, Aspire, AXS TV, BBC America, BBC World News, BT, BT Her, Cheddar, Clio TV, CMT or Country Music Television, Comedy Central, Cooking, Destination America, Discovery, Discovery Family, Discovery Life, DIY, Food Network, FYI, Game Show TV, Get TV, Great American Country, Hallmark, Hallmark Drama, Hallmark Movies and Mystery, HGTV, History, IFC, INSP, ID, Law and Crime, Lifetime, LMN, Logo, Motor Trend, MTV, MTV Classic, MTV Live, MTV2, Nick Jr., Nickelodeon, Nicktoons, OWN, Paramount, People TV, Revolt, Psy, Sundance TV. I can't tell what that is, but it looked like some type of Food Network channel. It looked like a table. That's what it kind of looked like. It's like an icon for a table. Let's go back. Teen Nick, TLC, Travel, TV Land, TV One, Up TV, VH1, Vice, WeTV, and that's it. So you look at the number of channels they have. That is a very extensive line of channels to watch for $20. Now, let's talk about what it do not have. None of your sports, none of your local channels, and none of your news channels. So if you decide to go that route, here are some ways you can still enjoy that and get some of your other channels. And let's go ahead and start with the simple sports. For those of us that love sports, we are going to want that. And you can catch your sports through your local channels and ESPN Plus, which is $5 a month. And you can still enjoy that, through Roku, your phone, your tablet, and on the go. You also have your local channels, the Rabbit Ears, for those of you that live in a good spot, or you can look at Locast.org. Now, I was actually testing out Locast.org, and basically what it do, it allow you to stream your local channels from your computer or from your phone. And I was actually doing this on a Chromebook. Now, it only works in select regions. And it seems like it, unfortunately, have a hard time determining where you're located or where your device is located, because it keeps telling me I am in Houston, even though I'm in Atlanta. And now, to be fair, I actually came from Houston a couple of days, so my Chromebook could still have the location shot or set for Houston. But I'm still wondering if it's one of those things where it has a hard time determining where your location's at. And if that's the case, it may affect whether or not you'll be able to enjoy that. But Locast is free, and it do work. So that is another way to get your local channels. Now, the other thing that you're going to be missing, you're not going to have your 24-hour news channel. Now, for a number of us, we're like, that is not a big loss at all. You know, a lot of your 24-hour news channels, a lot of it, we're trying to get away from it. We're tired of negativity. We're tired of just having that to kind of be like a drain of our life. We're okay with our local news, and anything else we can read, you know, through the local newspaper or through the newspaper app or whatever. But anything that's important, we can check it out on local news. Everything else, we're going to pass on that. So if you're like me, you don't see that as a big loss. But if you someone who like, man, I really want to have said 24-hour network, this may not work out for you. So keep that in mind. Now, even though that may be something that may be a problem, you can still catch a lot of your clips from your 24-hour news networks on YouTube. And again, for some of us, we're okay with that. Those of you that's not, just know you will be missing out if you come this route for that. The other thing, like I said, your local channel, which means you're not going to have your ABC, your CBS, NBC, Fox, or CW channel, stuff like that. Now, for a number of us, we found ways to get around that, like with the rabbit ears, and that would definitely work out. If you're someone who like, man, then how I'm going to be able to HDR that will be a problem. And in fact, this is something I will say, that going this route, in any route, when you're looking to cut the cord, especially now that we're getting away from YouTube TV, unfortunately, you're going to find some situation where you're going to give some stuff up. And I'm trying to find ways where we can avoid giving up a lot of things, because again, with YouTube TV, it has spoiled us. It's nice having that HDR on the go. And to me, that's one of the biggest things, draw for me going to YouTube TV. But at this point in time, I can't continue to justify spending $65 for TV. You know, that extra money needs to go in my pocket, or it needs to go to other things. And if you're like me, you're like, I'm the same way. I'm not going to spend $70 or $65 for YouTube TV. And we know there's a possibility that it can go up yet again. So the way we're going to address this is cut it and find alternatives. And that means giving stuff up. We got to give some stuff up. And if you're like me, this is going to be hopefully helpful for you. Now, I know some people are like, hey, what about Kodi? Are you going to talk about doing that? Here are a couple reasons why I'm not going to suggest Kodi. For one, for the people that listened here, even though Kodi has gotten much easier to set up, I'm going to say that for many people are not going to go through the headache with dealing with Kodi. For one, you're going to put a VPN to protect you, to make sure your cable company or your wireless company do not catch on what you're doing and then, unfortunately, kick you off their network. The other thing, when it comes to repositories and clicking on links, sometimes the link works, sometimes it don't. You got to keep link searching. And for some people, they don't want the headache. They want to be able to click on and watch their shows and get going. To have to go, link hunting and going through all this stuff and look up another repository and check another way just to be able to watch a show or sports, it's not worth it. And plus, let's be honest, we know what Kodi is. For those that dealt with it, Kodi is borderline, especially in some areas, it's not legal. It's why they recommend that you do use a VPN. Now, and plus, like I said, for a number of people that's probably going to check out this channel, that's looking for alternatives, they're not going to go through that headache. Now, if you're someone saying, hey, look, I don't care about the headache, I want to learn about Kodi, I will link a couple of links below on ways you can check out Kodi at your own risk, and hopefully you'll find it helpful for you. Anyway, that's all I have. And yeah, in today's cord cutting section, if you want to call it, this is a good alternative to YouTube TV for those of you who are looking to find ways to save money. And I'm curious, for those of you that got a chance to try this out, your thoughts on it. Are these the channels you're definitely looking for? And if you look at taking this, add that to like an ESPN Plus, throw in something like a Pluto TV, and you think about it, you have a large selection of content to watch on the go. And you still saving money. So at a time like this, where saving money is very important, definitely check that out and stay safe. I'm out.